and I'm the Associate Dean for the College of Education and Human Services. And the first thing I'd like to say to kind of start out is sometimes students hear College of Education and Human Services and think, how does this relate to me? Well, I'm not sure if you're a public health major or are we a health services management, public health major, and you're located in the Department of Health Sciences and Social Work. And then that's located in the College of Education and Human Services. So we have multiple layers. And the reason I talk to you about that is you may get some information from the college, and that's your part of the human services part of the college. So welcome. So today you take another step in your path toward graduation. You're going from your first year advisor to your major advisor. And before we get started, I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, you should have been added to a Western Online course called Your Path to Graduation. And in that course, there's information about your major. If you go to the public health folder, there's information about the major that you can access, resources for you. So I encourage you to take a look at that if you haven't already done so. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention is kind of our plan for today. So you're going to meet some different people who are very dedicated to your academic success. They're going to talk a little bit about your major and some hints for success. And then we'll give you an opportunity at the end if you have any questions that you'd like to ask. So to get us started, I'm going to turn it over to Michelle Yeager, who's your first year advisor, to say a few words.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. First of all, I know that graduation sometimes feels like it's a long ways away. But so it's really important for us to celebrate these milestones that you hit. And one of your big milestones is making a transition from high school to college. And as you probably have figured out after your first semester, it's very, very different. And there's a lot of things that you learned that maybe weren't always in the classroom, but that you learned about yourself and learned about college and learned about, just living, in a residence life. So we were there to help you along the way with that. But now it's time for us to hand you off into the very, very capable hands of your department advisor, Stacey Dorset. And I just applaud you and I ask you to pat yourself on the back because you've done such a good job. And please know that our doors and our center and myself, we're always open to you. And, we're just here to celebrate you and help support you along the way. And with that, I'll turn it over to Stacey Dorset.
Good morning, Gracie. I am Stacey Dorset. I am a Western alumna. Just a little bit about myself. I began my advising career at our local community college and worked there for 4 years before finally coming back home to Western, where I have worked since, 1996. Yeah, I'm old. My advising philosophy breaks down to this is your education and you need to be making decisions about your future. My job is to help you guide towards classes that you need, start building your resume, getting involved in clubs and organizations, volunteer activities, making those connections that you're going to need to help you find a job upon graduation, because after all, that's the reason you're here, to get the job you want for the future you see for yourself. I will be sending out a welcome email. Well, I hope to do it today, but probably it won't be till tomorrow. And in it will be my contact information as well as a link to my calendar. We already are starting to see students for summer and fall registration. So please feel free to grab an appointment so we can meet in one-on-one, either virtual or in person, to get you ready for your summer and fall registration. And I really look forward to working with you and on your future.
Thanks, Stacey. Some great advice from two great advisors, that's for sure. Now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Lorette Oden, who's the chair of the Department of Health Sciences and Social Work, to talk a little bit more about the major, give you some hints, and then certainly all of us would be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Good morning, Gracie. Yes, welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. And thank you all for all that you shared so far regarding Gracie's path to graduation. So the public health major is it's a growing field, right? We know right now with everything that's going on in the world, that public health is very important. And so I'm very excited to see that you're interested in learning more in that field. What I'd like to share with you today is just a little bit about the major. Stacey has a lot more information in terms of the courses and things that you're taking within the major. But my role in the department is the department chair. And as a department chair, I oversee the curriculum, things like that within the program. So I'm aware of the different courses that you need to take as well within the department. There are several different opportunities for you as you go through the program to hopefully join some organizations, and also to become involved with different activities that we may have within the department itself. I would like to encourage you to think about and start looking at, what would you like to do in the future? So as you're going through your coursework, you can see where perhaps you fit in all of that. There are different routes that you can take in public health. And so you can go at the community health level. You could also look at public health preparedness. So that's really important, especially right now with what we're dealing with the pandemic area. You may find that, epidemiology or learning, the source of infections, or, how diseases start and how they spread, how you can prevent things from happening, that type of area would be all part of public health preparedness if you want to go into that particular area. If you want to stay more in the community health area, or the public health in general, the generalist type of approach, you'll be looking more at preventing, of the preventive nature of healthcare. So how to prevent, heart disease, how to prevent diabetes, lifestyle changes that you may need to take to adopt healthy behaviors, things along those lines. You may even go into, some students are interested in the wellness, employee wellness track. So they work more in the corporate setting or in a business setting where they can also be a part of looking at employee wellness, so it's not only looking at a public health department, but you can be in so many different areas when you're in public health. You could look at long-term care. There is a whole section within long-term care that looks at the various activities and the wellness track, even within long-term care that can be, that is part of public health. We have several students who complete their internships, not only at health departments, but also at hospitals. They complete those at long-term care facilities as well when they're doing their public health professional internships. And, that brings me to the whole idea of, as you go through the program, you're not only learning different skills and receiving different educational pieces of information that's going to help you, but all of that is kind of building you up and getting you ready for that culminating activity that we have at the end, which is the internship, a professional internship. This is where you're going to spend a full semester out in the field, doing what it is that you've learned, right? Contributing to the field, working with those who are already in public health, and you're developing more skills, but you're also sharing with those sites information you've learned. You're bringing new insights, right? You're bringing forward new information. You get a whole semester to do that. You're working with someone with a public health background, and they're going to oversee your work. And when we talk about internships, you've heard of internships before, correct? Okay, when we talk about internships, it's not just getting coffee, or, shredding papers, things like that. You're actually contributing. We want our interns to go out there and get involved in a major project for that facility, whatever it is that they're interested in. Some sites want you to do some data analysis, or some may want you to actually go out into the field to work with a sanitation worker doing inspections of restaurants, or inspections of tattoo and piercing sites, or maybe you inspect wells, or they go out and they actually, if it's in the summer, they go out and check for West Nile virus. So they're actually getting the birds and the mosquitoes, things like that. So they're really very active. You really would get very, very involved with everything. I receive fantastic feedback from the students who go out to do their public health internships. And we don't limit it to Macomb. you can complete your internship anywhere in the world. You don't have to stay in Macomb to do that. We had students who completed their internships in New Zealand. We had students in Ecuador completing internships. So you can go wherever you want, you know, and across the country, anywhere. Students have been in California, in Virginia, in New York, just wherever they want to go to complete that. We just develop a relationship with whatever site that you select, and we work from there. So if you have someplace in mind that you would like to, in the future, look at for an internship, you're more than welcome to start exploring and, you know, talking, seeing what types of things they need to have in place for that. And so we can start building that relationship with them. For me, I am also, the reason I shared so much with the internship, I'm the internship coordinator, but I want you to, as you're going through the program, to kind of, like I mentioned earlier, think about, you know, what area is really intriguing to you. So as you're going through you'll be taking HS 211, that's the Intro to Community Health or Intro to Public Health course. That course offers a broad variety or an outlook on what types of things are involved in public health. And so once you're going through that course, you may identify more with one area or another. Environmental health comes to mind. This is something that several students kind of gravitate towards. And especially when they go into a public health department for their internship, they tend to go into that area where they want to know what else can they do to protect the environment? What else can they do to help improve things? You know, some students want to be involved at the policy level, right? And so that's huge. You know, if that's an area that you're interested in, you could certainly participate in or take classes or courses along those lines as well. So it's very broad areas that you can go into with public health, and we're excited to have you. I don't know if you have any questions. I'm sure I'm sharing maybe too much. I don't know, but do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't.
I can't hear.
I thought she said she didn't have any questions.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
said no.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Would you like me to share anything else, Dr. Daitner?
No, Stacey, do you want to talk about scholarships? Yeah.
I can do that, absolutely. Let me put that up here. First, I'll hit enter there. I am part of the scholarship committee, and coming up in March, on March 15th actually, is the deadline for all of the university scholarships. So if you go to the link that's in the portal, you'll go to the scholarship page. There is a button right here that said visit scholarship portal. That is where you will find all of the information about the scholarships that are on campus, information about what's available. What you'll do is sign in using your username and password, your regular username for eCom, any computer on campus, same information you'd use for this. It's going to ask you a whole series of questions. There are a lot of them, but the idea here is that you want to talk yourself up. You want to talk about what you've done, volunteerism, how wonderful you are, why you would deserve this award, because it will take your one application. It'll scan all of the thousands of scholarships that we have available at the university, and the computer will automatically apply your application to any of the scholarships that are in the portal that you qualify for. You might get an email afterwards asking you to submit an essay or letters of reference, and it'll give you a link to do that. But really what you're doing is just filling out one application to qualify for any of the scholarships the university has. Like I said, the deadline for those comes out March 15th. Then the scholarship committees will start meeting at the end of March, 1st of April to make those choices. And then that money is awarded for the fall semester. So there's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't go in and start filling those that application out, so that maybe you could win anywhere from $200 to $2,000. Would be kind of nice, huh? Free money. All you have to do is one application for them. So questions about that?
Nope, I have my application filled out already. So.
Oh, you rock. Awesome. Well done.
I don't know. I'm not hearing for some
She
reason.
said she had already filled it out.
Okay, okay, how come I'm not hearing? Okay, but
Her microphone's very faint, but that's okay.
oh, okay, okay, excellent. I'm glad that you already feel it somehow. That's great.
Excellent. So if you don't have any other questions, that's the information that we wanted to share with you today. And we want to thank you for coming. Before I dismiss you, I guess I'll say, I wanted to introduce you to one other person, and that's Jill Bisbee, our recruitment, retention, and student success officer. And she's sticking another web link in the chat box or the chat for you that gives you information about our student resource page on the website. And I would encourage you to go there. You can see on that student resource page information that we put up on digital billboards within our different buildings, as well as information about different programs that are occurring. There's one on resilience coming up February 18th, I believe. Is that right, Jill? That might be something that you would find, again, in terms of thinking about public health, both thinking about your own resilience as well as helping others in terms of developing resilience. So those are not required things, but they're just lots of different opportunities for students to be able to get engaged. So we hope you'll look at that and take up some of those opportunities. And if you don't have any other questions, have a great day, stay warm, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in the future in the college.
Yes, and I just want to say, please feel free to stop by the department at any time. It's in Stipes 402. So please feel free to stop up. And I really want to encourage you to meet with your professors if they do have office hours, things like that, really to utilize that. They're a resource there. They're there to answer questions that you may have in classes. So if you feel confused or lost in any area, or you just want to chat with them, stop by during their office hours. They're there to help, and they're more than willing and excited to meet with students. So please utilize their office hours also. Okay.
And one other thing in regards to faculty, we do have several faculty that like to be faculty mentors. So if you have a specific area that you want to follow up with, see about jobs, get more information about opportunities in that area, let me know and I can get you pointed to the right person, okay? One last little bit, we do have socials in health science and social work, the department office. Ben Brewer put together a fantastic one at Christmas. We all got together and had hot chocolate and cookies. And it looks like we're trying to put together another one for the spring to do a movie night and a social. So you'll be getting information about that from via email from either Ben or myself. So keep an eye out for those emails. They're all a lot of fun.
Great. Thanks so much, Gracie. Have a good day.